Hey there, this is the Tin Man, and I'm your host, Ethan Zimmerman. Right now, you're going to be listening to chapter 18 of the Bible. It was recorded as part of a full length episode earlier. If you want to see that, there will be links at the end of the video to both that full video and the playlist where you can find the rest of the videos. Without further ado, you'll be listening to chapter 18 of Genesis from the Bible. Yeah, here we go. Genesis chapter 18. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent. Wait, he just says him. And he sat on the tent door in the heat of the day. It just says him, though. It just says, and the Lord appeared unto him. I assume it's probably talking about Abraham because, that's what he was talking about. Like, that's who the whole last chapter was talking to. But, like, you can't just start a chapter with, and this guy appeared unto him. That's bad writing. I don't approve. Okay. In the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, three men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself towards the ground, and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under thy tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore ye are come to your servant. And they said, So do as thou hast said. This is so confusing. Okay, so this is so poorly written. Either that or this translation that I have is just utter shit. But and the Lord looked upon to him, no other him, just the him that has definitely been mentioned before in this very first sentence of the chapter. Um, this oh, it says, and he in the tent door, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. Is the he referring to him, or is he referring to the Lord? Because this sentence makes no sense. It's not very clear. And then I assume it's the him. That's his name. His name is him. And him said, My Lord, now I'm gonna wash your feet, as well as the three other people, or the two other people that are there. No, the three other people that stood by him the Lord, not him. I'm making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. And the dudes were all like, yeah, do that. Okay. And Abraham hastened into the tent of Sarah. Oh, I'm used to saying Sarai now. And Abraham hastened into the tent of Sarah and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth. And Abram ran unto the herd, and fetched a tender calf and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. Did he cook? Did he cook the meat? Did he? Did he cook the guys? Did he cook the meat? That they're just like, yes, fresh and bloody, just how I like it, extra rare. It doesn't sound like he cooked the meat. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he cooked the meat, but like, I don't know. It's not very consistent. Like he's like, yes, cook these cakes, cook this bread. Don't. But here's the meat. I'm not saying anything about that. Um, And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, Behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door which was behind them. And he said, Is he him? I assume this is Abraham. This is Abraham. We're talking about Abraham. Him is Abraham. Okay. And they said unto Abraham, Where is Sarah thy wife? And Abraham said, Behold, in the tent. And I assume this is Abraham. And Abraham said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. What? I will certainly return unto thee according to the time. What? He asked about where your wife was, dude. No, okay, this has to be the other people because it says, And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. So this can't be Abraham, even though before they, like the three people were referred to in plural, and they said unto him, and now it's talking he, as in one of them were speaking, although, or maybe it's God. It has not been yet said whether or not God is there, because apparently he was there, and so are these three dudes, angels or something. Um, this is not well written. This is not well written. This is not well written. Oh my god. Okay, and then Sarah heard that she was gonna have a son, and now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. What? And it ceased to be with Sarah. I assume that's talking about like manners, like respect, because in the next line it says, "Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, Am I waxed old? Shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And the Lord said unto Abraham, Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, Surely I shall I of surety bear a child, which I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son." I don't know. I guess the Lord is there, even though he's not like directly. This is not well written. Ugh. And then Sarah denied, saying, "I laughed not, for she was afraid." And he said, "Nay, but thou didst." Did she just lie to God? What in your why? Why would you why? At what point do you think, yes, it's a good idea. Let me lie to God, who definitely just heard me laugh. Especially because it says she laughed within herself. Like it doesn't. It seems like she's like internally chuckling, or she's like, that's funny. Am I really gonna get this? Like laughing from excitement. But it says within herself, and the Lord hears that, and she's like, no, I didn't laugh. Are you laughing to the person who's fucking telepathic and like heard your inside laugh? I'm sorry, everyone. I'm coming off of the dick episode, and I'm losing it. This is probably going to be the last one because we're nearing up on an hour, and we still got over half the chapter to go. So here we go. And the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him? Okay, so Abraham like walks these dudes to Sodom. I don't know who the Lord is talking to. I would assume it'd be to Sarah because she's the only person there. But what is he hiding that thing which he do? Um, For I know him, and he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. He's still not talking about what he's hiding, the thing. I this is so poorly written. Like, if this was a book that someone like that a friend had recommended to me, one, the syntax is kind of shit. Like, if you're trying to have something read to be accessible, like it should not be written like this. But I guess it was probably appropriate for the day in which it was originally translated. Um, but also like just the lack of detail in this. Like no matter what you're reading, if it's like political theory, if this is a storybook, if it's a book of poems, if it's like fiction, if it's a history textbook, like again, it's not written like anything before. It has dialogue and everything, and most of the other things that are written, that have dialogue are typically fiction, or they're like a nonfiction autobiography. But even with those, there's definitely embellishment in autobiographies. Um, or misappropriations, right? Like creating conversations that you have vague like recollection of, but of course you don't remember the exact words that were said. But like especially within an autobiography or a fiction book of any kind, really, you can give the people motive, you can give the characters motive, even if the character is yourself. In an autobiography, you can still look back at yourself and say, yes, I think this is why I did this, even if you misremember. I think this was my motive. I think this was my reasoning. There's none of that here. There's so many things that are mentioned that are you'd think would be like the shotgun on the wall, but they're just never brought up ever again. Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? And he doesn't talk about. Oh, wait. I may have gone on this tangent a little bit too early. Maybe I should have waited, um, because here the I guess I ended directly before where he may actually be bringing up what he's doing. A little bit of a hasty judgment on my part here, although I still stand by that this is horribly written. It's not it's not very readable. It's not a very compelling story thus far. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. The cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great because their sin is grievous. He's going to go down there and he's going to see if altogether they're pleading for help, apparently. And some of the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. Wait, he's still there. This doesn't make any sense. This is so logically inconsistent. Literally here, verse 16, and the men rose up and looked towards Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them along the way. And here it goes, and some of the men turned their faces and then went towards Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. I can't with this. This is so inconsistent. I don't like it. It's very poorly written. Thank you for joining me on this painful journey. If you like this, if you want more of this in your life, I don't know why you would. If you do, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, like the ringing in my ears from this pain. If you want to hear more of this, all right. Um, it's badly written. It's just badly written. And Abraham drew near and said, "Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous in the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place of the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous shall be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?" And the Lord said, "If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all of the place for their sakes." Okay, so he's saying that if there's 50 righteous people in there, the whole place is saved. Um, it's kind of I guess he's sort of he's the whole thing with Noah and drowning the entire world because humankind was bad. I'm sure there was probably more than 50 people that were like doing all right. I'm pretty sure it wasn't just Noah and his kids that were doing good. So, and I get that he made the covenant with the rainbow and everything that said, yes, this is me reminding myself and everyone being reminded that I will never kill all of the earth again because some people are bad. It also kind of sounds, and since I know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, that he's not going to find 50 righteous people there and he's going to kill everyone. I don't know if that means he finds 0 righteous people or if he finds 49, but things are not looking great for Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham answered and said, "Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which I am but dust and ashes. Peradventure," I need to look up this word because I don't understand it. um, Perhaps. Peradventure means perhaps. I prefer mayhaps. I think mayhaps is cooler. Uncertainty or doubt to whether something. Okay, so yeah, it means perhaps. Um, Mayhaps there shall lack 50 of the righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. Okay, so yeah, Abraham's kind of smart here. He's like, yeah, if you find 49, if you find 45, are you still going to destroy it? And then Lord, even though it just says he, says, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again and said, mayhaps there will be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. Um, I will not. I will not do it for 40 sake. I can't tell whether or not he's saying I'll save the city if there's 40 people there, or if he says fuck the 40, I'm gonna still burn the city to the ground. Um, oh no, it means that if there are 40 good people there, then he's not going to do it. And then Abram said unto the Lord, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Mayhaps there shall be 30 found there. And the Lord said, I will do it. I will not do it if there's 30 people there. And I assume this is Abraham, even though it just says he. It just says he. There's no. It just says he. And he said, assuming Abraham, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Mayhaps there shall be 20 found there. And the Lord said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And Abraham said, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet, but this, mayhaps 10 shall be found there. And the Lord said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way, and as soon as he had left communing with Abraham returned unto his place. Okay, so Abraham negotiated it down to 9 innocent people, since he didn't go all the way down to 1. Uh, Not really, but like it sounds like the Lord might destroy it if there are 9 people, less than 10 people there. Um, but I'm definitely glad that Abraham seems like a good guy. Honestly, I'm not. I like Abraham. He seems pretty chill. I mean, he named his kid Isaac. I like that. I don't like that he took his like 13-year-old kid and cut off like the tip of his dick. Um, but and I know that's not what circumcision is. Like I get it. But the whole like chopping off foreskins, not a huge fan. Especially like this dude is like 100 and something, and like he's grabbing his child's penis and cutting off his foreskin. Um, but besides that, besides his future, attempted sacrifice of his child, he seems to be like a pretty okay guy. All right, yeah, that's the end. So, if you liked it or suffered through it as much as I did, go ahead and hit the like button so that I know that we are camaraderies in pain. Um, camaraderies is definitely not the right word to use there. Okay. If like just if you enjoy this content, if you want to see more of this, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see when I post new videos. And the bell so you can get notified. Do all the YouTuber stuff. Do it. You can check out the full video in which I recorded chapters 13 through 18 down below, and you can also see the playlist with the rest of the Bible chapters in case you've missed any. All right, and with that, I have been your host, Ethan Zimmerman, and this has been The Tin Man. I'll see you around.